All right, so I'm back. I had a little bit of a hiatus. I got sick, and then my mouth exploded, and then the weather was bad. So just all these things crumbled together, made it a little inconvenient and hard to go to the movies. But thankfully, Hollywood hates the month of January, so not a lot of movies are coming out right now. The only one that came out last week was I.S.S., and nothing really of note came out this week, at least locally for me in my theater. So I was able to catch up and see the latest space thriller, I.S.S. And from the looks of things, it doesn't seem like any of you guys watched it. It seems like this movie has kind of come and gone. It's a little bit of dead on arrival. I haven't seen too many people actually review it. But hey, it was a movie that was out that I haven't seen yet. It was on my list of movies to see. So I saw it, and to be completely honest, I understand where everybody's coming from. This movie is nothing special. Everything that it does has been done before and has been done better. Its space thrillers have been done better before. Just go watch Alien to see just one old example. And just these character suspense dramas have been done better before. This movie's trying to be kind of like The Departed in space, I believe, with like mistrust between two factions who should be on the same side, but there's, a person that you don't trust, maybe even on your side, and all this stuff. And it's a great idea, right? It's a great idea for a movie to have the space station be a point of contention in a war between America and Russia, and the astronauts on the International Space Station have to have orders from their respective governments to take it over. That script writes itself, and there are some interesting and well acted and well directed moments in this movie. Unfortunately, kind of like Night Swim before it and a lot of really bad horror or suspense movies, this one relies way too much on people being an idiot in order to get them into these dangerous situations. Because so many bad things that happen to these people would not happen to them if they were thinking straight. And these are astronauts. They're smart people. Not everybody can be an astronaut for a reason. So the fact that I feel like I'm smarter than everybody in this movie is not very good. I should feel like they're smarter than me. That kind of goes without saying. So yeah, that's really the main thing that brought it down for me. The movie's also not super endearing, which makes it kind of boring. None of the characters are super interesting. They don't really have any significant personality traits or relatable backstories or anything like that to make us latch onto them. Ariana DeBose, who is kind of hot right now, she was in Wish, she was in West Side Story, which I believe she was nominated for an Oscar for being in that movie, so good for her. And she was in Hamilton. She was one of the background dancers. So she's in things, and she's a pretty charismatic actor in everything that she's been in. And for some reason, I don't know if it was the directing or the script just gave her nothing to do, but she was just straight faced and bland this whole movie. There's one scene that I won't spoil where something significant is happening near the end, and she's got the most straight, unemotive face I've ever seen. And it's like, what happened? You're not a bad actor. You've been nominated for Oscars. I don't know. So it's just one of those movies. I understand why the studio wanted to release it in January, which is famously a kind of a dead month for movies. So yeah, not necessarily a recommendation from me, but it was good to be back in the theater anyway. It feels good to talk about movies again. And I'll be back next week, hopefully, with Argyle.